Welcome to the very first video of my channel. This is Soumyasree, a BSN RN, currently working in a critical care unit for the last 4 months. So I'm a new grad nurse and I wanted to share my experience with all of you struggling in the nursing school and probably would be going into the work field very soon. I was for the last 15 days in the COVID unit and right now I am in quarantine. So I thought of starting a new YouTube channel regarding nursing. Let's get into the topic of today's video, which is the experience that I gained in the COVID unit. I have top 10 tips for you that you should always remember as a new grad. So let's get into the topic. So the very first thing that I need to tell you is, as a new grad, you need to ask. So your first tip is ask. Ask millions of questions. I mean, it is okay not to know being a new grad, but if you conceal yourself and if you become an introvert in your working field, it's not the solution, right? So you need to ask millions of questions, and this is probably the first time that coronavirus has come into the practice. I mean, humanity is facing it, so we need to ask questions if we do not know, right? So the very first tip is ask. Your second tip is have patience. Have immense patience, you guys. If you do not have patience, you cannot work there, because you need to be in your PPEs for about 6 hours to probably 10 hours, 10 long hours. Can you imagine? You will be sweating, you will get, I don't know what, like I cannot explain you. It'll be horrible. It can be gross, okay? As you know, nursing is already gross because we have to deal with body fluids and a lot of things. Along with that, you will have your own body fluid there. I mean, your scrubs might get wet like hell, but you have to have that patience that you need to provide the nursing care to your patients. You need to remember why you're doing this, right? So you need to have good amount of patience, okay? Okay, so there we go with your third point, which is drink a lot of water. Hydrate yourself. Because as I already mentioned earlier, that you will be sweating like hell inside the PPE. You will be there for 6 to 10 long hours, as I have mentioned earlier. So you need to hydrate yourself. If you don't, of course you'll be dehydrated, man. You need to maintain your electrolyte. So that is your next tip. You need to maintain your electrolyte. Have enough salt, have enough sodium, have bananas, increase your potassium. Along with maintenance of hydration and electrolyte, I would say have a proper high carb and high protein diet so that you do not faint in the unit. Do you understand? You might faint there, okay? So remember that, maintain your diet, maintain hydration and maintain your electrolyte balance. Along with that, we will go into the next tip, which is do not panic, you guys. See, the normal patients and the corona patients, they are similar, okay? They are human beings. So we need to fear the virus. We do not have to fear the patients. They are normal patients, right? Yeah, we need to take extra precautions because it is a kind of a droplet infection, as you all guys know. So we need to take care of that, but that does not mean that we will have to fear and panic. Just plan yourself out and get into the unit and get into the workforce, nothing else. So you can be cool and chill while you work, right? So there, along with your panic thing, we will go into the next tip, which is do not be careless. See, I'm asking you not to panic, but that does not mean you will be a fool and be careless, right? So think of yourself first. I mean, do not remove the PPE multiple times, because as much as you remove your PPE, the more there will be chances of getting exposure, right? So make sure that you don't panic, but at the same time make sure that you are not a fool and be a careless person, okay? There we go with your next tip, which is plan before you go. If you plan before you get inside, that means you do not have to remove your PPE multiple times. So whenever you're getting into your unit, just take a piece of paper in the nursing station, write everything possible, like the investigations that you have to send for the day, the medication your patient is having, the diet your patient is having, probably the last few CBGs, the last few temperatures, and the general vitals that you need to check, any kind of special assessments you need to do. Just plan it out before you get into your unit of COVID patients. Plan it out. If you do not plan, again you have to remove your PPE multiple times, and that may lead to exposure, so you might get positive, right? Need to remember that. So let's get into the next tip. Your next tip is ensure your safety first. If you plan, you will always have your safety, right? As I told you, if you are in a safe place, you know you can treat some more 100 patients. But if you are not in the safe place, my dear, you cannot. So you need to remember your patient's safety is okay, but your safety is more important. Think of that, right? Ensure your safety when you get into your unit. Just remember the previous things. Hydrate yourself, maintain your electrolytes, have a good diet, ensure not to remove the PPE multiple times, and ensure to plan, so that sums up your safety. So your next point is probably the second last point, if I'm not wrong, that is teamwork. It is, guys, the most important tip, I would say. Teamwork. Yes, my team was probably the best. Okay, I had very supportive seniors, I had very supportive colleagues, and that is why I could overcome such a tough duty of 15 days so well. Okay, so don't be selfish. Okay, just do not think that, okay, I have got 2 assignments. Since I was in critical unit, so I used to get 2 assignments per day. So just do not think that I've got 2 assignments and I'll just do their work and I'll get out of the unit, remove my PP, and I'll go out of the unit. Guys, don't be that selfish, please. It's all about teamwork. You need to help each other. If you do not help each other, it's useless. We have to fight this in the front line all together. Okay, and probably the last tip. Time for the last tip, right? Okay, so your last tip is enjoy. Yes, enjoy your work. If you do not enjoy your work, darling, it's useless. Okay, you won't be able to work at all if you get frustrated, if you're emotionally not confident, or if you're not at peace. Okay, just make sure that you enjoy your work. Just share your whatever depression, frustration, whatever you're having, share it with your loved ones over phone. Make sure to FaceTime your loved ones. Just have some self-care routine even in the duty. Guys, you need to enjoy your work, whatever you do. If you enjoy it, your patients would be fine, right? So make sure you enjoy your work. So these were the top 10 tips for your COVID duty new grads. Enjoy your duty. Thank you guys for watching the very first video in my channel. Consider hitting the like button, subscribe button, and the bell icon if you want to see some more nursing content. Bye and thank you.